Hey, welcome back to a brand new season of Digging Deep with Dr. Christie K. This isn't just another podcast. This is where truth is uncovered, healing begins, and purpose is awakened. Your host, Dr. Christie K, in Season 5 is going to dig deeper than ever before. Deeper conversations, deeper growth, and deeper transformation. We're talking real life, real faith, real challenges, and the real tools you need to rise above it all. So whether you're on your way to work, in a quiet moment, or searching for clarity, you're in the right place at the right time. Get ready to dig past the surface and uncover the power within. This is Season 5 of Digging Deep with Dr. Christie K. Let's dig in.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I feel like this is a setup almost.
Really?
Not you are setting me up.
Mm-hmm.
That intro, I feel like God just set me up. So I'm excited. I'm like, oh Lord, okay, where are we going?
Yes, well, let's do it. And I want to start off with a prayer, because in this day and time, with everything that we're going through, people are hanging on by a thread. Mm-hmm. We just talked about following the thread. People are hanging on by a thread.
Absolutely.
And being in the funeral industry, we are the ones that see the suicides. Mm-hmm. And the people who are in deep depression after losing someone close. And someone made a comment, a couple of weeks ago, there haven't been very many suicides lately. I'm like, no. Mm-hmm. Let's be very clear. The media take on the mantle of being very careful about what they report. Mm-hmm. They intentionally do not report the number of suicides that occurred, because they don't want that to be a trigger for those who are kind of on the fence, should they do it or not. We see them all the time. And even the medical examiner's records are public now. So when we have to go in and get information for a death certificate, there's pages and pages of suicides. And so, God, thank you for this moment and this conversation. We invite your presence into this space, that everything shared will be honest, impactful, and aligned with purpose. Give us clarity in our words, wisdom in our thoughts, and openness in our hearts. Let this conversation reach exactly who it's meant to reach. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
So, your title is Evolved or Be Overlooked. I thought that was so powerful, and I thank God for giving that to us. What does that mean to you in this season of your life and career?
Yeah, it's so timely because I am evolving.
Yes.
I just left my full-time role in corporate 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks, so 14 days ago. So 15 days ago, you had a full-time corporate job.
Correct.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Good six figure salary.
Bonuses.
15 days ago. Not 15 years, 15 weeks. 15 days ago. Okay, keep going.
So the conversation is very timely, but
Okay.
I knew that I was being pulled out, not pushed out.
Okay.
All right. God already had shown me Jesus, he had already shown me over a year ago the end from the beginning.
Okay.
I already knew that this was just a stop on the road, and that I was not to be attached.
Okay.
This wasn't a corporate climb for me. This was just a stop on the journey. And this is me telling the story in hindsight, because while I was going through what I went through that pulled me out, I'm not saying pushed, because there's a narrative now about Black women being pushed out of corporate.
Right.
And there are things that are happening, very real things that I experienced that are happening to us. But if we are not in tune, as I was, if we are not flexible, if we are just so married to this is my job or this is my thing, this is mine, that's not yours.
Yes.
It's not yours. You have to be ready and willing to evolve and move on and be fluid and go where God is calling you to go and do the work that he is calling you to do. You're assigned to spaces and places that you're supposed to be at certain times.
Yes.
There's appointed times for you to be places. It's like a schedule, a bus schedule. And if you're not on time, you're going to miss the passengers you're supposed to pick up along the way. You're going to miss, certain things. And so for me, evolving means just being ready for change.
Yes.
We're in a constantly change. I feel like time is speeding up.
It's already May.
Time is speeding up.
It is speeding up.
We don't have time to sit and play and wait. And I'm waiting on God. I hear so many women say, I'm waiting on God. And I'm like, God, I already told you. What are you doing to prepare?
Yeah.
Right? You already know. So to my point, I knew over a year ago, this end was coming and what it was going to look like.
Okay. So seeing that a year ago, did it frighten you? Did it make you anxious? Like,
then no.
Okay.
Not at all. Because I've been here before.
Okay.
This has been my life story. I have been in spaces, in jobs, in assignments for seasons.
Okay.
And then it's like, okay, you picked up the tool that you needed to get there. Put it in your toolbox. Let's move on.
Yeah.
And I think that's how we have to look at life, just in general, not just career, not just business. I think that's how we have to look at life. Everything is a tool that's being added to your toolbox and nothing is wasted. But you have to keep moving. You have to keep progressing toward what it is that God is calling you toward. So did it feel good while I was going through it? Absolutely not.
Okay.
I was ready to fight. I was ready to throw down. I'm like, I'm about to go in here and I'm about to tell them and I'm about to sue them. I got all this paperwork and evidence and I got like all these things I'm in my head saying, and I'm ready to, because I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to fight and I believe in justice. So I'm like, I'm gonna, and he was like, no, that ain't for you.
Right.
That this is just a season. It's for you to just shake the dust off your feet.
Okay. And what did it look like 14 days ago? What did it look like the day after you made the decision and you woke up and you were no longer in corporate?
Ooh, peace. When I tell you, I feel like a weight lifted up off me. It felt like like a cinder block was sitting on my chest for a while. And every time, leading up to, I was on FMLA. I had been stressed out and I was dealing with personal things at home with my mom, things like that. So I was on FMLA and I was supposed to go back after a month. And as I was trying to go back in, it was almost like a wall was up. Like I just could not go back at the time. And I remember the weekend leading up, I was having panic attacks. My chest was hurting. I'm like, Lord, I know I'm not having a heart attack just thinking about going back to work. I couldn't sleep. I didn't get a solid 8 hours of sleep the entire weekend. It was just like, and I said, I'm not ready. It ain't the time. I took another month, got ready to go back again. Same thing happened. And I said, okay, God, I hear you.
Yeah.
It ain't for me to go back in this place.
Right.
And so that's when I just came back to them and I said, look, I think it's best that we both go our separate ways at this point. And, nothing has shifted in my life. And I'm sure nothing has shifted there that would make me comfortable with staying. So it's time for me to go on to my next point in my journey.
So, Chanelle, what has your personal journey with pivoting looked like? And what did it require from you internally, just not professionally?
Internally, getting quiet and hearing the voice of God. I would not have the confidence, the courage, the assurance that the steps that I've taken that may seem wild to someone. Like, especially, there are some people that are cut for corporate. That is their thing. And they're supposed to be there, and sure, that's your thing. That's your lane. It's not mine. But I have had to go in to get certain tools for my toolkit. So, when I know, and am led and I feel in my spirit, it's time. That's the thing that moves me. It's not me. Sometimes I'm like, is it me? Am I tripping? Like, this can't be this again, Lord. Like, huh? And then it's always like, no, you've been here before. Mm-hmm. You know that once you move according to what I tell you to do, your steps are ordered, your feet are sure. I've never failed you. I will not.
Yes.
Go.
I say all the time, if it's a tug and pull when it's time for you, it's not time for you to move. Every time I forced something from a marriage to conversations with my daughter, to conversations with my staff, to friendships, to eating something I really don't want to eat. Anything that I have forced has never worked out. It looked like it worked out because I'm trying to psych myself out like, it's all good. However, I tell people now, if it's not easy, I don't do it. If I'm on the phone with somebody, a vendor, I don't care. It could be my parents. It could be my brother. It could be anybody. If I'm talking to you and I feel like we kind of pushing and pulling, I say, you know what? Let's take a beat.
Let's take a beat.
And it works.
That's so true. That's something that I've kind of modeled my life by. I'm following the path of peace. Mm-hmm. I tell myself that all the time. I'm following the path of peace. If there is too much resistance, now there are some things that you may have to push up against because you're building your muscle.
Right.
You're building your resistance.
There's difference.
It's a difference.
Yes.
Though. If that thing is just not, it ain't moving. It's no, I'm not. That ain't for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let God handle that one.
Right.
And I'm gonna pivot on to something else where the path is leading me, because we talk about doors open and doors closed. That's something we talk about all the time. And I'm just like, Lord, okay, wherever the door is supposed to be open, even right now. I have a business, of course, so I'm working in that. But I am still applying for places just to see where I may land. Even though after a conversation I just had on my way here, I'm like, okay, God, I see what you're doing. I already see what's going on here. I'm like, where the door opens, that's where I'll go. I'm not kicking no doors down. I'm not forcing no doors over. I'm not jimmying no locks. I'm not doing none of that.
And with that, it's important. I don't want the listeners to say, well, let me just sit back and not do anything.
No,
there's a difference between doing your part and forcing an issue.
Correct.
So, we'll talk about your business in a moment. However, I know as entrepreneurs, we still have to be out there, forging relationships, networking, talking about our business. That is the work. Mm-hmm. So please I don't want anyone to get it twisted. There's work to be done, but there's a difference between busying yourself unnecessarily and moving in purpose, as you just said.
Absolutely. And something that I have definitely learned twofold. One, we all want to say faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. That's very true.
Yes.
There are many times that God is calling somebody to take that step of faith and walk he's carved the path. It's already there. The light is illuminated, and he's like, come walk. And you're like, but I'm waiting on God, because you're waiting for some sign. You're waiting for some, I don't know, whatever to land in your lap. And that's not how it works. God works by working out your salvation and working it out in you. Yeah. So a lot of it, you may not get the harvest in this season. The harvest is you building that muscle.
Right. In addition to people thinking they're waiting for a sign, a lot of times people, especially women, we know that if we walk down a specific path, the people that we have with us,
let's go.
They can't. They don't have the tools, the time, nor energy, nor patience or understanding of the path that you're about to walk down. And we, including myself at some point in my life, we get so used to having those people with us. Yep. We cannot fathom our lives without not being in our lives. Like, if I take this step, I'm going to leave them behind. And God is like, listen, the path is laid out. Like you said, it's illuminated for you. These people are here for a season, and people take that for granted. People are here for a season. There have been people in my life personally relationships or friendships that were there for a season, and I kept them trying to be permanently until God had to be like, no.
This ain't for them.
It's not for them.
They can't even handle it.
They can't handle it.
Hey, listen, you on my toes. Right? Okay?
We on each other's toes.
You on my toes and you in my Kool-Aid. So I just went through this season. I knew going into 2026, I knew in the fall that, and because I remember talking to a friend, I said, something is shifting. I know it. I feel it. I don't know what it is. I said, but some things gotta go. I said, I can't carry some of this stuff, and I don't know what my life is about to look like, but it's about to be drastic.
Yeah.
It was just so heavy on me, and I'm just like what is? Nothing physically had changed in my life. I just had that unction, and I spoke it, and I did not know what I was speaking. Sure enough, by the time I got to January, I lost friends. And it wasn't a fight. It wasn't anything. It was just they could not handle the season that I was in. They couldn't handle the season I was in. And they couldn't hold me up in it.
Yes.
And I got upset. I was frustrated. But I knew the capacity that these people had. I knew going in that they didn't have the capacity to be and do the things that I needed them to be and during that time. And that's when God was like, no, because you need me. You don't need them. This ain't about them. They don't have what it takes to carry you in. You got to let it go. And don't even be mad.
Right.
Don't even be mad.
Because they have their own stuff going on.
Yeah. Why would I be mad at a court for not being able to hold a gallon? It can't.
It does not have the capacity.
It does not have the capacity. But now I'm mad at you and I'm trying to force a gallon down your throat and you only have the capacity for a quart. That's foolish. So this season of transition out of the job, out of the friendships, out of the circles, I've had doors closed on me. I done sat on boards and been sworn in, and then next thing you know, they're like, oh, we don't need you no more. Literally. And I'm like, okay, God, well, you just carving the path. Let me pivot. Let me move.
Yeah.
Let me shake the dust off my feet and keep going.
And keep it going. So as you have transitioned from corporate to being an entrepreneur, tell us more about what you're doing now.
Yeah. So my business I've owned now for going on 14 years, and it is a marketing agency. Okay. So I started off, and you talking about pivoting, I have pivoted so many times within this business. But it started off me doing social media for small businesses, helping them with their content and all of that stuff. When I went back into corporate, I was working for a bank. And as I was there, I started to see how banking worked. I started to see gaps. I started to see spaces where underbanked, unbanked, particularly in communities of color, they just weren't being addressed. And so I pivoted to come out, and now I'm doing strategy, marketing strategy to help financial institutions connect with those communities.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because there's a real and growing wealth gap.
Yes.
And we want to, have all these nonprofits, and they're great. I'm not knocking them.
Yes.
There's multiple ways to skin a cat, as my grandmother was saying. But if you're not talking to the people, if you don't understand their language, if you don't know why they are averse of banking, or they may just not have access, then you're not addressing them, and you're not serving. So that's part of what I'm doing. The other part of it is still helping women-owned businesses. That's my passion. That's my heart, because I see myself in women entrepreneurs who need that marketing strategy, who need that help, who need to understand how to reach out, how to be consistent, how to build campaigns, and how to, reach their clients. So that's what I'm doing.
You are doing the most, but the most, not in a bad way. The gap that you say that needs to be filled is very important, because like I say in the funeral industry, when we're talking about pre-needs, there are so many people talking about life insurance and whole and term and UIL and estate planning and all the things. Y'all forget about funerals. Mm-hmm. And so for you, the gap that you're feeling is that people are doing all the things, but they're forgetting about one of the key components of living a fruitful life is having the finances to do so.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. And that's and that's why I address it also with the women entrepreneur side too, because we see so many of us now starting businesses, especially Black women. I mean, the statistics are crazy how fast we're starting these businesses, especially now that they're saying, you know, we're being pushed out, which I'm saying I was pulled out. God pulled me out. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm reframing this. I'm not giving those people no power.
Right.
They didn't have power over my destiny. God does.
That's right.
But money is still an issue with women.
Mm-hmm.
We are the ones that hold the purse strings. We make the decisions. We make the buying decisions in the home. We're doing the groceries. We're doing the laundry. We're doing the things. Mm-hmm. Money doesn't move in the house without the woman. But yet and still, there's a gap in what we are earning and what we are saving, investing, and growing. Mm-hmm. And it's, you know, we still need help. So on both sides, economic empowerment and equity is something that I'm very, very passionate about, because money answers all things. That's biblical. Mm-hmm. I don't do it because I believe that money should be something that's loved or worshipped or exalted. Right. It's our very lives.
It's a tool.
In this capitalistic society, we gotta have it. So I want the people that need it to have access to it.
That is so good. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for being in this space and thinking enough of us as God's people to serve us in this way, because it's very much needed.
Thank you.
Yes.
You know, thank you for saying that, because I know that, but to hear someone else say that back to me is validating, because sometimes we get into work and we're doing the work and we can feel underappreciated or feel unseen or feel, you know, oh, I'm over here and I'm just grinding this thing out, and so sometimes just a thank you.
Yeah.
It can take you that next step.
Absolutely. So, and I see you and I thank you.
I see you too.
Thank you, girl.
Yeah.
So, Chanelle, you serve others through your work. How do you do that without losing yourself in the process?
Ooh. You know what? I think that's built into me. I think boundaries, and sometimes I will say I have allowed my boundaries to be crossed, but I think boundaries are built into me because I was raised as an only child. So I know how to go sit down in the corner by myself and like block myself off from the chaos.
Right.
What other people are pulling me into and all that. Like, even as a kid, I remember my mother, she would always know when my friends had made me mad or when I was just done. Because I would just come home just as peaceful as I left and just sit down and go in my room and find something to play with. And she's like, oh, your friends must have made you mad. Like, yeah, I'm good. I don't want to deal with that. Or they're doing something I don't want to do, or going somewhere I don't want to go, or whatever. And I would just extract myself. Yeah. That's what I do now. I set up boundaries. And I've done that in my business, particularly by way of setting up systems so that I don't have to manually be there and trigger everything, but also so that I have some kind of gate kept around me. Right. Because my bleeding heart may want to just like go in and help people or show up in, you know, different times of the day when I need to be resting. I set up my calendar a certain way. Like, this time is for deep work. I'm not answering emails at this time. I'm not doing this. You know, I have to set those parameters in place so that others don't pull me into their chaos, because they will. They will. Yeah, easily.
So do you feel that there's a difference between setting a boundary and avoidance?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what do you think the difference is?
So avoidance is, I see something that could be triggering to me, something I could not want to address, and I'm finding every which way to procrastinate, move around it, or ignore it. There's conflict. There's something that's, you know, coming up against me and I'm running from it. That's avoidance. A boundary is, this is the line that I will not cross, so that I can protect myself, so that I can better show up.
Okay.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
So the systems that I have them in place so that I can better show up for my clients and myself. If I can't show up for myself, then I can't show up for nobody else. Everybody else gets the overflow. So if I don't have my calendar set up a certain way, if I don't have my system set up a certain way, then people are coming to me all willy-nilly. I'm being drained. I'm being pulled, pushed, torn, stretched all over the place. And that's not good for me. Now, avoidance is, okay, this person is coming over here and they're, asking something of me. They're, whatever is going on. And I'm just completely ignoring them because I don't want to deal with it.
Right.
That's different.
Right. So it seems that you have evolved over time. I could only assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you did not know all of these things to do to protect yourself. You had to learn these things. So what did it look like? What did Chanelle look like before she learned how to protect her peace and follow in her purpose? How did you look before, and what have you evolved into now? Like, what practices didn't you do before that you do now?
I didn't do any of this before.
Okay.
To be honest, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to all the networking events. I'm going everywhere. They call me over here. Yes, I'm going over here. They call me over there. Yes, I'm going over there. This person wants me. Yes, I'm going to show up, and they want me on this board because they see that I have the talent. Yep, I'm going to do it. I was Johnny on the spot for everybody. And it landed me stressed out, sick, with a cancer scare. And in 2017, I had to have a major surgery where I do not have an adrenal gland right now because I had a tumor growing and nearly lost my spleen too. Okay. And that's when I said,
It's all stress. That's all stress. Yeah.
And I said, nope. It's either me or them. That's my that's my mantra now. It's gonna be me or you, and it ain't gonna be me.
It ain't gonna be me.
So what do I have to do to still show up in a spirit of excellence where I can serve, but not, exhaust myself?
Absolutely. And and the reason why it's important to highlight that is people need to know, and I can say people because I was one of those persons. People need to know what I have learned and what you've learned about the importance of taking care of yourself first. There's a hierarchy. It's God, yourself. Then if you're married, you can determine if it's your spouse and kids. I'm not getting into that because some people say spouse and kids. Some people say kids and spouse. That's none of my business. But God and then self. He wants us to honor our temples. That's how we honor him.
Yeah.
And I remember so many times, as soon as I had to answer every single phone call, I had to meet every single family. I had to know every single thing that was going on in the business. And my employees, that I consider to be family, they sitting there watching me work. Now they're working. I'm not going to say they're not working. But years ago, I woke up one day, I said, well, how am I paying y'all to work and I'm doing the work?
Right.
And so when I decided to allow them to do what God has, blessed them to do.
Yeah.
I'm looking around like, oh, this diagnosis of diabetes because I'm stressed out and all things, that's where they came from. Yeah. Me being overly anxious about my daughter getting ready to go to college when she's a human being and I've taught her to honor God and not fully understand that God is her source, just like he's my source.
Yeah. And
how dare I interrupt that by micromanaging her life? Or, in relationships, I'm, putting my marriage above anything and doing everything that I can to make it work and only for it to not make it, ending up in divorce, and I'm in the hospital anyway.
Yeah.
And my daughter's gone to college, living her life. I'm divorced, ex-husband doing whatever he's doing. My staff have their own lives. We're still doing well because they're operating. And so now I'm here with giving myself insulin every time I eat because 3.5 years ago, my body shut down like,
Yeah.
Pancreas went to sleep. Nope.
Ooh.
No, ma'am. No calcium in my body, nothing. Like I was depleted. The doctor said, Christy, if you had gone to sleep tonight, you would have died in your sleep.
My God.
Because I was going into a diabetic coma, not even knowing it, sitting right here at this table.
Jesus.
I was meeting with a family and I got so weak. I just laid my head. I was sitting in that chair. I laid my head on that table. I had to hold onto the wall to get back to the office. Maisha took me to the hospital. The doctor said, well, you have diabetes. Here's some metformin. Call your PCP. Go home. I don't know nothing about no metformin. I have not been very close to diabetes. I mean, I have aunts and uncles that have it, but like my parents, my brother, very healthy, right?
Yeah.
The next day, woke up and I'm still trying to go to work. But I can't lift my head off the pillow. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I have COVID, respiratory, something or what have you. A friend of mine calls me. I'm talking to her, but she says I'm slurring my words. And I'm thinking I'm talking. She sends her husband by the house who has diabetes, so she knows what this looks like. He buys me a monitor, takes my blood, 500.
Whoa.
Right?
Oh yeah, you was.
I'm going through a divorce. My ex-husband is still in the house. We're cool. So he's still in the house as he's preparing to move out. He comes home. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna need you to take me to the hospital. Thank God we were in a space where he's like, okay. At this point, I could barely walk. I could barely talk. This was 3.5 years ago.
My God.
I remember leaving the house and I'm touching everything as I'm leaving the house because in my mind, I'm not coming back. I literally think I am not coming back into this home. So I touch everything. I just bought a brand new Porsche. I'm touching things. And I'm like, Lord, if this is it, I thank you for everything you've blessed me for. Mm-hmm. Get to the hospital. They had to put me in a wheelchair. I can no longer walk. Take my sugar. I'm almost 600 at this point. They take me past the gunshot victims, stab victims. They're running me to the ICU, pumping me full of insulin, trying to get it down. I say all that to say, not living in the past. I'm talking to anybody who is ignoring the signs that you need to slow down, that those of you all who see me on social media and all things are fine and all that, 3.5 years ago, I was in ICU for 5 days because I was putting everybody and everything above me. And if I had passed that Porsche, that house, that husband, that child, this business, everything would have moved on without me, and I'm in the grave.
Yes, and that's the note. That's the note right there. I see it so much, like I said, with women in business, corporate women, particularly Black women. Mm-hmm. We have been the ones that have held everything together for everybody else forever.
Yes.
Like since we got here, 16, 19. Mm-hmm. We've been the ones carrying this thing on our backs.
Yes.
And that's what I think right now in this season, I'm so proud to watch us kind of just rest and sit down a little bit.
Yes.
And let everybody else figure this thing out, whatever is going on, because that ain't ours to carry. And I think we need to understand that in so many spaces and places. I see helicopter moms out here, like you were saying, trying to relive your life through your kids. You trying to do everything in your business, and then you wondering why it's not growing. You know that God called you to it.
Yes.
You know He told you that this is what you're supposed to do, and you're like, but it ain't growing. Yeah, because you're in the way.
Because you're in the way.
Get out of the way.
Please get out of the way of your children. Now, at some point, you stop raising them and you're guiding them.
Yeah.
You know, I have a friend now, and she'll probably listen, and she'll know I'm talking about her. She knows I love her dearly. You know, her child's on their way to their senior year, and I'm like, listen, you're no longer raising, you're guiding. Yeah. Step back. Yep. I have a friend whose child is 27, still on it. Step back. You are impeding the progress that God has for them. Step back. Don't allow them to fall in holes. But you're creating holes for them emotionally and mentally by not allowing them to figure it out. How do I know? Because God showed that to me when my daughter was about 13, 14. He was like, if you don't take your hand off of her, and let me handle this, you're going to see something different that you definitely don't want to see. I'm literally walking her to what I don't want her to see because I'm manifesting. You can actually manifest what you don't want to see because you're working against it.
Yep.
The word said ask.
And ask. I was about to say, the word says, that which I feared has come upon me.
Mm-hmm.
I see it so much. It's like, I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. And I do a lot of mindset reframing, which is going back to the boundary piece. That's why I have to have these systems in place, because when I do work with women entrepreneurs, yes, I'm helping them with marketing, but a lot of it is mindset.
Yes.
Because I have to help them to reframe. We're not doing this to avoid something.
Right.
Because if you're only doing something to avoid something, you are digging yourself.
It's gonna come. Ditch. It's gonna come.
That's all that's gonna happen. And you're spinning your wheels. You're doing all the things, and you look like a clown out here spinning plates at the circus. You got everything going.
That's gonna be my visual. Spinning the plates.
All these plates spinning. Something is gonna fall. You are a finite being. You ain't God.
Yes, ma'am.
You gotta let God be God.
Yes, ma'am.
You are His instrument. Do what He said. I'm telling you right now, my prayer every day when I get up, I'm like, God, you know what my clients are. You know where my money is.
Yes, God.
You know where, you know how to get it to me.
Yes, God.
Tell me where to go.
Tell me where to go.
That's it.
And you know what? And listen, I do that. And when it comes to even eating, dealing with diabetes, Lord, you know what my body needs right now. Guide me to what I want.
Yeah.
Tell me how much on this plate I need to eat. Like, my mindset has shifted so much, and I thank you for that I do my best to avoid saying what I don't want. All the way to eating. I listen to Abraham. Listen to Abraham Hicks.
Yes.
I love Abraham.
Ooh, yeah.
Have you heard Abraham talk about having a buffet? When you go to a buffet, and I don't really do buffets, but think about a buffet. And you don't sit there and say, I don't want this, and this. You pick what appeals to you, what smells good, what looks good, and you're attracted to that. And so you put that on your plate. That's what life is about. Mm-hmm. Not focusing on what you don't want. Yep. Focus or think about what you do want. And ask God, when I go shopping, groceries, clothing, home goods, whatever, I say, God, you know what I want in my home. You know what I want to wear. You know what I want to eat. Draw my eyes to it. He's opened up doors to things that I didn't even know that was there that I've been walking past.
Yep. He will illuminate your eye and you will lock in and you're like, okay, I know that was a guy.
That was a guy moment.
That wasn't me. I didn't do that one.
Yeah.
I know that was him. Like, go over here in this corner and
boom, it's right there. Price the way that for what you can afford.
Yeah.
All the things.
Yeah. You just got to be. And I think, this is so good. This is so good. This morning in the shower, I was having this conversation with God. And He was showing me how, like, distraction creeps up. And it is designed to keep you focused on something or chasing after something or burning yourself out so that you cannot do what you're supposed to be doing. Yes. So you have to really quiet yourself. You have to really get into a meditative state. I meditate. Some days it might be 20 minutes. Some days it goes into an hour. I will just sit, be quiet, visualize all the things. So that I can get the download and I can know, okay, that over there, that person over there, they throwing a tantrum and they ready to cuss me out or whatever. That's a distraction. Yeah. That's a boundary that I need to set.
Yes.
Let me focus, because if I'm over here trying to, appease them, I can't do what I'm over here called to do.
Yes.
So, and that's just a metaphor or just an example, but it's real. Like, it's so many other competing things out here that we can be paying attention to, the news and social media. No, hone in, because He gonna show you something, and then you look up and you be like, man, I did not know. How did I stumble on this $25,000? You didn't stumble on it. God led you to it.
Led you right to it. Chanelle, for someone who feels unseen or unsure about their next move, I want you to close out the show giving them words from God that you want them to hear.
You are not unseen. God sees you. God knows exactly where you are. He knows your address, your GPS coordinates. He knows everything that pertains to you. You may be hidden. He may be hiding you. He had to show me this. I may be hiding you from your enemies, from things that are there to distract you, take you off your course, and you feel like, why are people not seeing me? Why are they not validating me? Why I'm doing all this and I'm doing that's between you and God.
Yes.
If you keep your eye focused on what the work that He has for you to do and the path that He has for you to walk, the people that are supposed to see you, the people that are supposed to usher you in and open the doors will be there. You can't focus on all the things that are out here competing for your attention, because they ain't for you. And that's just that.
That's just that. God, we thank you for every person listening. Give them the courage to evolve, the clarity to see what needs to change, and the confidence to take their next step without fear. Protect their purpose, guide their decisions, and remind them that being seen in the right way starts from within. Thank you for Chanelle. Bless her business. In Jesus' name, amen. Today's conversation reminds us that growth isn't optional, it's necessary. That being seen is not about ego, it's about alignment. And that the right shift at the right time can change everything. My prayer is that something you heard today challenges you to move, not out of pressure, but out of purpose. God bless you. Thank you for spending time with me on Digging Deep. It's my prayer that something you heard today encouraged you to keep going, to stay joyful, to stay grounded, and to remember that even in the middle of pressure, you are still becoming. Keep showing up, keep believing, keep building, and don't lose your joy in the process. If this episode blessed you, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe, and send it to someone who needs encouragement today. And if you feel led to be a guest or know someone who should join the conversation, email me at christiekmoore@gmail.com. I'd love to connect with you. Until next time, stay purposeful, stay present, and keep digging deep.